Have you heard the word vibe coding? It's a keyword which is going viral on Twitter and every software engineer wants to learn about it. I am Ishan and today we'll be learning all about vibe coding and how can you get started with it. If you are a budding software engineer or you're already working as a developer in companies, this is really important for you to learn if you want to get to product quickly, build MVPs and just test out your knowledge of learning to code. In this video, we'll understand how can you start vibe coding using all the popular tools, and at the end of it, I'll also talk about an amazing hackathon that you can participate in that will get you prizes like MacBook Pro, Rayban Meta Glasses, PlayStation 5, and the top 1% software developers from this hackathon will get contract work with hourly rates of up to $27 per hour if you're in India. Now, this is a truly global UI hackathon which you can participate in from any part of the world in any country. Outside of India, if you are in Europe or any other part of the world, you can be getting paid up to $50 per hour. So that's about the hackathon. We'll learn more about it in just a bit, but now with me I have George. George, thank you so much for taking out the time. How are you doing there?
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thanks for inviting me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm super excited to be vibe coding with you today.
Absolutely. So I hear this keyword vibe coding everywhere. Like people are like, I vibe coded this app, that app. I don't even know how to code, but I just built this simple website which is now making me money. What is vibe coding exactly? And what are the benefits of it? What can it help you out with? Like if someone is a developer or learning to code, how can it be helpful to them?
Yeah, for sure. I think there's a lot of personally, I think there's a lot of misconceptions to the word vibe coding. A lot of people think vibe coding sort of means don't read the code. I think like to a certain degree, if you're just starting out, it can be a very useful tool to kind of accelerate your development. And I think like it's such a new term. There's like so many interpretations. Personally, I think vibe coding is sort of like being able to get in a flow state very easily and then maintain that flow state without having to break out of the flow state to go, find some documentation or debug something, that you don't have as much experience with. So you can really sort of vibe with the product that you're building instead of sort of having to dig through Stack Overflow for a few hours just to, find like that little bug that's been, blocking you for the last like couple hours.
So it's more about the vibes, as in knowing what you want to build and just typing it out, and then letting the AI LM that we use figure out the rest of the code. And
exactly, yeah.
Figure out the problems and the bugs, and then we can debug.
Yeah, AI to like enhance your flow.
In AI we trust.
In AI we trust.
All right, great. So if someone wants to get started with vibe coding, what are the tools and what is the mindset that someone should get into this with?
Yeah, for sure. I'd say like some of the most useful tools, in my opinion, would be an IDE that is conducive to this like AI vibe coding that gives you kind of like the conveniences. I personally use Cursor. I think Cursor is a really good tool. If you use VS Code, I think GitHub Copilot also has a lot of features for vibe coding. And then obviously like Claude, ChatGPT, just having like subscriptions to those. But Cursor is like very, very convenient. I would also recommend being familiar with something like Vercel. It's kind of like a one-line way to deploy your application to the internet. This is an easy way just to like ship what you're building, share it with friends, just really like go from prototype to production app. I mean, in like pretty quickly.
So let's actually go into the hackathon and understand what is it all about. So this is basically the UI design hackathon. It's especially for front-end engineers. So if you know how to build front-end interfaces, or if you could just vibe code like we just showed you, you can actually participate in this hackathon. Now, we have all the prizes like I just mentioned. So the first prize is going to be the M4 MacBook Pro, which is actually this MacBook Pro right now that you can see on the screen. Then you have the PlayStation 5, and the third place is Rayban Meta Glasses. There will also be a lot of swags that you can win. And as I said, you can get an opportunity to get paid while you're coding. But I want to ask George to take over and talk about the design prompt and what do you really have to build in this hackathon. So George, take it all over.
Yeah, definitely. So we put together a list of prompt ideas to choose from. So if you just pull up the UI Hackathon Prompt Ideas Google Doc, you can really choose any of these prompts from these categories. I think one of the ones that we chose today was the e-commerce app. So if you scroll down, like product catalog with filter sorting, item details. Today we didn't get to sorting just because of the time limit of the video.
Yeah.
But
we also got the checkout flow.
We did. So I think it's a part of like a hybrid of these two.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think like there's a ton of like cool ideas here, and just like pick one find some inspiration, and yeah, get hacking.
Yeah, so basically you can pick any of these and you can start building and you can submit on this hackathon. Let's actually have a quick look at the submission requirements. So do you want to take it over?
Sure. Every participant can submit unlimited submissions, so feel free to vibe as much as you want. All submissions must include a link to your UI design.
So like today, you just deployed.
Yeah, we used Vercel to deploy. I think if for whatever reason you don't have access to Vercel, like a screenshot, it would probably also work. Must choose one of the provided UI design prompts, so please pick from the list that we just shared. Finally, just submit your submission via the official form here, which is linked in the Google
We will
Doc.
just do that ourselves as well. And then the eligibility. So basically, it's available for pretty much anyone around the world. There are some restrictions, which you can just see the community guidelines and understand. And all skill levels welcome. If you are just a new coder, you've just learned vibe coding and you can vibe along and you can build stuff, or you're like a senior software engineer, you're all welcome to participate in this. Then you have allowed tools and resources, and I think this is the best part about it. You can just build it using, as you can see, Figma or Claude or DALL-E for some reason.
Yeah, generating
Image
images,
generation.
like if you need a logo.
Yeah. So you can use any tool that you want, as long as you can build a great UI, a great front end, which is also functional, then it's going to be a great submission. The judging criteria, go over this, George.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think like the user experience is going to be one of the most critical aspects of this hackathon. So something that is intuitive in terms of the flow of the experience. Visual design, just like aesthetics and brand consistency. So for our demo app, we made sure to keep all the elements to that pink color, just so everything like really ties together. Originality, innovative approaches, and unique solutions. So again, that's why we chose not to make just like a basic Shopify store. We really tried to like marry this idea of like, Tinder and an e-commerce experience to create something new that like maybe doesn't exist today.
Yeah.
And then finally, just like the presentation. So overall quality of the submission, just like the polish of the application. I think here, we probably could have spent another hour or so really just like doing the zoom on the image like we discussed, adding some of the hover effects, like doing some last minute alignment on some of the elements.
Right.
I think that goes a long way in the presentation.
All right, got that.
We have examples, samples, and responses here, so your work could definitely like be featured here in the future.
Yep, so this is sort of what it should look like. It should be functional and it should look good and presentable like you can see over here. And of course, if you have any questions, you can contact on this email, uihacks25@outlier.ai, and good luck with hacking and vibing and designing. Amazing. So that's basically the hackathon. These are all the prompt ideas. The dates for the hackathon to start and end will be visible over here, or it will be visible in the description of this video. Yeah, I've been telling my audience, the podcasts that I do are less about talking and more about building and showing the practical applications of stuff. So here we have a laptop, and let's dig in and try to build a simple app with vibe coding.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get vibing.
Yes, let's get vibing.
All right, let's do
Love
it.
That. Amazing. So we are on Google. What all people need to download and how can they get started with it?
Yeah, so for downloading, I mean, it's pretty simple. Like you can get started with just like Cursor. Again, like this is just going to be pretty helpful. I think they might have like a free tier, but if not, it's like $15 to $20 a month. Definitely worth it. If not Cursor, you can use something like ChatGPT. This is going to help you a lot since, just to get started, there's a few like commands you need to run. There's a lot of like boilerplates out there, but something like Cursor is going to like really help you just figure out what those commands are without having to do like a ton of research. So I think there's already Cursor installed on this computer. So maybe I can just like pop it open.
You can open it up.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to pop it open right here. And then let's just create a new project. So we'll do like a new folder. Yeah, let me see. Where do you see the new folder button? I think also just open folder, I think.
And then we can make a new folder
from here.
So we can go to the, let's just
make a new folder here.
Yeah, anywhere works, I think.
Just do like in documents. We'll call it vibes. All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, so let's see.
What do we see on the screen?
So what we're seeing on the screen right now is sort of like the IDE. For those of you that are unfamiliar, it's basically just a development environment. We have no files yet, but usually what I like to do is kind of like initialize something with npm which is like a package manager for Node. Generally, I just use like React. And I mentioned earlier that one really useful tool is like Vercel. So if you're not familiar with Vercel, it's just like a way that you can like write one line in your terminal and then deploy whatever you're working on to the internet.
Got it.
Right. So what I'll usually do just to like kick off the vibes, you know.
Can you just zoom in a little bit?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got glasses, so my eyes aren't very good. Got to get these words really big.
Yep.
Okay. Cool. All right. So I'll probably say something like, write me a terminal, you know, command. Also, is this Claude? I guess auto select. That's kind of cool. This is new.
Yeah.
I think this is a new version. You must be on the beta. Okay. Cool. Command to initialize like new Vercel app or something.
So what are we building here today?
Yeah. So I've been thinking of like just like ideas, just like silly kind of like small things we can do pretty quickly. So let's see. And what I would recommend, like for those of you that are just kind of getting started, trying to like vibe something random, is just to pick like a random site, you know, on the internet. For me, I'm gonna go to peachpup.com. This is just like a random e-commerce store that my girlfriend runs. She sells like these pins and widgets.
An entrepreneur right there.
Entrepreneur right here, exactly. So this is just like a traditional Shopify store, but I'm gonna vibe this into like, I'm envisioning like a Tinder-like interface where you get like products shown to you and you can like swipe left if you don't like it and swipe right if you love it. And then at the end, we'll like present a cart of like everything.
And then proceed to purchase.
Exactly. It's like a new way to like add to cart, right? I'm gonna be honest, like I've never used Tinder before. So like, this is my interpretation of what Tinder would be like, given just like my understanding of the app. But yeah, so the first thing I did this a little bit ago, so we didn't have to sit here and watch, but I just like took screenshots of all these assets. You can also just like save these images too. And then you can also like scrape them. There's a lot of ways to do it, but I have them in a folder. So here in Finder, I can kind of show you file, new, I think, here, wait. Let me actually get started. Wait, let me pull up Finder, new Finder window. Here they are. So I'll probably just do like a new folder here and just call it assets. And then we can go ahead. I just like downloaded all these photos to your computer.
Nice.
All right. So here.
That only did it for one.
Yeah. Let's just drag them all into this assets folder. All right. So now we got some assets to work with. This isn't all the products. It's just like some random products. Okay. So let's go ahead and like initialize our development environment here.
Yep, let's do this.
So let's see what's happening here. Damn. This is some new. You are on the beta version. I feel like I don't see that. I still have to type things into my computer. All right, cool. So I just apparently it just put this here. Like we're vibing on like another.
You're saying
level.
why? Basically, why is yes. So you're saying yes to everything.
Yeah. Well, I think like it automatically put this into my terminal.
Okay.
That I haven't seen. Okay, I think assets might be a reserved keyword actually. So I'll just rename this to like vibes for now.
Vibes has vibes.
Yeah, exactly. We're really maxing out on the vibes.
Inception all over.
Okay, I think, let me actually, app.
So this is basically, you're making a folder called app.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out, it's telling me something about like, there's some files that could conflict. So I'm just gonna like run this command in an empty folder.
Got it.
So now you got like TurboPack for NextDev. I don't personally like know exactly what this is asking, but I usually just like hit yes. Again, we're vibing really hard right here. Highly recommend just like Googling what that is to improve your skills as a developer.
But you're trusting in the AI, that it knows what it's talking about.
I'm trusting in the default option that they selected for me. Plus, this is like a small app, so like if...
nothing much could go wrong.
Yeah, if I'm building like a production app, I'll usually like see what that is. But now I'm feeling bad because I'm vibing too hard. So let's just like look up what TurboPack is. And okay, so it's like it's a bundler. So it looks like Rust. You know, Rust is like pretty low level, pretty big brain stuff. So yeah, it's just like it's a way to like get your code together and package it in a way that can actually be like rendered on a browser.
Okay, all right. So what's happening right now?
Cool. So right now, like we're just waiting for this to load. So this is just, I mean, we're just fetching here. So
warning and warnings.
Yeah, I think this is generally like fine. Okay, cool. We're success.
Good to go.
We're good to go. All right. So now we got all this stuff. You know, in the spirit of vibe, we just sort of had to like get it running. So the first step is like get the files in the folder. The second step is to like get the thing on the browser, right? In the world of vibe. So I think here it's probably npm start. For Node, you are using for Next.js, Node.js version. Okay, so usually like when I'm vibing, I'll just like, and I think this is like one of the
tips.
Yeah, benefits of vibe coding. It's sort of like when you see an error that you're not really sure about. Usually I would like Google this and then it would tell me to like use like Node, there's like MVM or something, but like this will just like tell you what to do. So see, here it is. It's like I recommend using MVM, which is exactly what we need, but I don't like always remember what the syntax is. So I think you have like some setting that's like auto running all of these things, which is super vibe. I don't have that setting on my computer. I don't know.
Steroids.
You're just vibing on steroids. We're really like, it's sort of like God take the wheel, you know, like
floating in the air.
This could be like downloading viruses for all we know. So let's see, what are we doing here? Now let's source NVM. This is crazy. It's crazy that it's just like running it.
What's happening? Like, what did it do?
I think it's just like running like the things the AI suggests to run.
Yeah, right. So I actually changed the setting.
Yeah.
So I asked it to just run whatever it says without you.
I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, like, no cap, like, that's...
Yeah,
like,
we can always change that. So all you have to do is just go to the settings.
Yeah.
And you go under the features and just right
Oh, the
here,
experimental features. Enable auto run.
Enable auto run.
Yeah,
so
I mean...
This is turned on because of which it's just doing all of it.
Yeah, let's just keep it on. I mean, I would highly not recommend this if you're, like, at work because you could drop your database. But like, for this, for fun, this is, like, kind of really cool.
Yeah, we can...
NVM use 22. Okay, nice. Now we just do npm start.
So now we have a running app locally.
So I think we have to do this, and now we have a running app locally. So
got it.
Our app is going to be right here. Boom.
Wow.
That's pretty cool. All right.
Wow.
Like this used to take, I don't know, probably like if you were doing this for the first time, probably half a day. And now we just did it in like 5 minutes.
Let's go.
Because you know.
Because vibes.
This vibes, exactly. All right, cool. All right. So what you're going to do now is, what I like to do is just kind of like get home. Where's home base? So home base is like this page. So I'm just going to say like, hello. I usually use like hello world or something. So I'll say like hello world. Save this, and then this should update.
Live server isn't.
Watch for changes.
So you can basically just like ask stuff and get insights into that, even if you don't know what.
Yeah, exactly. I find that it's generally helpful, like that you know what to ask for. So for example, like watch is like a specific word. There's like a watch package. So like
watch is basically like whenever you make a change, you can
whenever you make a change, it'll like automatically redeploy basically.
Perfect.
So it's npm run dev, which like I probably could have also seen that package JSON. But now I think if we refresh, it'll say hello world, and you can see it's like reflecting.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect.
So now we're like set up. Like this is sort of like the initial like let's get started.
And we have to turn this into PeachPub but better.
Exactly. So we're gonna do that like kind of swipe left, swipe right thing. Let's see if we can get it to work. So let's first do like a background color, just so like the black is sort of like really jarring. So I'm gonna just like steal the background color from this page. So usually what I do here is I'll just do like color green. And then what this gives me is like this little color picker, and I can like pick this color out.
Got it.
So this is actually white. white is kind of boring too. Let's do like a pink, but like let's make this like a lighter pink maybe. So I think we can do like, well, let's see. Let's do like this pink. Cool. So what we can do is like style, background color. Let's see how this looks. Ooh, that's a little bit too pink. I feel
That's too pink?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's like, it's not too bad, but.
I think it's okay, like if you're making an app like swipe right, swipe left mechanism.
Yeah, maybe this one.
Okay.
All right, nice. So now this hello world is very, very, very bright. What we'll do, so there's a lot of settings here that like if you were doing, you know, I don't want to call it like real coding, but like if you had more time, you would like be able to like customize the theme. So it's like more, you know, easier to reuse these colors.
Right.
But since we're just doing something really quick.
And it's giving like what to write.
It is. So like that's just like suggestions, right? But a lot of times like it doesn't really, since it's so like early, it doesn't really know what I'm trying to do yet.
Yeah,
so until I have like a little bit more context,
makes sense.
I like to not use like the suggestions too much. So here I'm gonna go ahead and use style, background color, and then I'll do green. I like to use background color green on a lot of my projects because it lets me like, it's really obvious to see what I'm working with. It's sort of like, let me be able to see what I'm working with, and then I'll get it in the right shape and in the right place, and then I'll like style it, right? So maybe like what I want to do is, you know, make this div in the center and kind of like shaped sort of like a mobile phone. Because we're going for like a Tinder feel. So like the frame's got to kind of look like a mobile phone sort of. Phone in terms of dimensions.
But what would happen if I just gave it this prompt that build this UI, which would have this mechanism?
We'll get there. I think we'll get there. Like I want to, like usually what I like to do is like, if you just tell it to do that, it'll sort of like do something I don't expect.
Okay.
Right? So what I like to do usually is I'll get like the bones of the page together, and then I'll say like, here are the images, now start really vibing.
Right.
Because like the further you get with like your ideas, the more context that the AI is going to have when it fills in the blanks.
Understood.
Right? So like I want to get my vision on paper, so it's my vision and its vibe.
Got it.
If that makes sense. Right? So now we got like sort of this, and then we sort of like say, you know, let's take this and we'll do maybe we can do like this, and then border color. Oops, border color. Something like, oh.
That almost looks the same.
It is. It's better to use border 1 pixel, solid. This. Okay. Oh, there we go.
That looks better.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. So I also like to use this as my canvas because it gives me like a very visual indicator of what I'm working with here.
Understood.
And then like if you're like vibing really hard, you can like say apply these styles. The reason is because like the React like version of these isn't the same as the CSS version. So like, you know, I mean, it's very, very simple like differences. But if you like don't know, for example, that could be helpful, right? So now I have this, right? We're sort of like getting it together. We're getting the vision in place. I'm sort of like thinking like what I want. Like I kind of want the image here, and then maybe like some kind of like plus or minus, like check or not check.
Makes sense.
And then you know, maybe like
the card component.
Cart, like here it would be like check out, right? Like it would be like my cart is ready, right? So that's my vision. Like swipe left, swipe right. If you swipe right, you put it in the cart. If you swipe left, you skip the thing, and then a button that says like I'm ready to check out.
Got it.
Right? So now that we have that, let's start like doing a little bit more vibing, right? So the next thing is I kind of want to know, like, I got to figure out like, how do I get these images into the app, right? So let's like vibe these images into the app. Let's like really feel them until they're in there, right? So I will say something like, I have a list of images in public/vibes, like.
So what you've done is you've mentioned that line, and then you're writing down.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter what
Got
line.
it.
I'm like asking for a new thing, right? Like, and I'll say like one of the images is corgi love pin.png. Like, I'll say like, please, render this image in the div, right?
Got it.
So we're gonna try to get one of these images in there, right? So it's gonna be like this. So I've started using this apply button a lot more. I feel like in the past I didn't really trust it, but like these days, like it's pretty good. Oh, nice. See?
Oh,
okay,
nice.
cool. So we sort of got this like image in the frame. So that's like a big part, right? Now we sort of like know what we're working with. We've solved some of the unknowns. The basic structure is there, right? So, as part of kind of like vibing, I really like to like pay attention to the design in terms of like, I see some like white here. It's probably because my screenshot was bad. But one thing I could do is I can like crop it in a little bit and then apply a border radius so that it looks a little bit better, right? So like what I'll do is like, I'll say something like, oops, wait, going crazy. Okay. Crop the image, reducing all borders by like 3 pixels, maybe like 5 pixels, px, and then like add a border radius, like matching the outer radius.
Got it.
And like make the color something in the theme. Now we're really vibing. Make the image like slightly larger, right? Like let's see like. What
does it do?
What does it do exactly? It like might not do everything like we want, but like we will. Like.
And this is actually using like the latest from Claude. Oh, nice. This is good.
Nice. This is pretty good. I mean, it's still kind of like cutting off a little bit.
I think it's cutting off from all the directions, so
it is. But like you see like this edge right here.
It's a little more.
It's a little bit like it's a little bit cut. So like. I don't know, like stuff like that, for me, I feel like that kills the vibe.
I think it's okay. Let's just build it.
Okay, fine, whatever. I'll fix it later. We'll fix it in post. All right.
In prod.
In prod.
Fix it in prod.
Okay, cool. Okay, so the next...
How do you reward the changes?
I just command
undo.
Z. Undo, yeah.
Yeah, got it.
So, I'll just like go ahead and format the document. I like to format the document every now and then.
Okay.
So now I'll say something like, now like I'll like actually implement the meat of the app, like the swipe left, right.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get that working, right?
Right.
So I'm gonna say I have a lot of pictures in public/vibes. I want you to like load them all in, and then create a Tinder-like swipe left, right experience to swipe through all of the images. All right, let's see what it does. This is like the pinnacle of vibe right here. Okay, so it's like suggesting me this library, right? I'll just go ahead and like trust that this library is legit.
I've used this library.
Yeah.
I was making like a Tinder clone.
Okay, cool.
And so it just asked me to like build this and it just creates like cards that you can swipe right and left.
Oh yeah, official Tinder clone library of choice. Endorsed by Sean. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. All right, cool. So
wow.
Cannot resolve, use swipeable. Let's see. Let's see what's going on.
What do you do when you get an error like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. Usually I would kind of like scroll over here just to see what's going on. I might check the package.json to see that it's installed. So here it's not installed, which might mean that I think I wasn't in the app folder actually. I think that might have been the issue.
For what?
For when I installed this. I ran the cursor like vibe thing, but it assumed I was in the right folder, but I was not.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
What do we do now?
So now I just went into the app folder. Now I'm going to try running the install command again here. So package.json is where all your dependencies are. So that's why I went here first, because like it wasn't here. Now it's here.
Now it's there.
Because it wasn't there. It wasn't installed correctly. Like probably if I like go out here,
and hence the code
there's some like random app. I don't know. I don't know where it installed. Yeah. Maybe it installed it on your computer. Okay, cool. So now let's see what's going on. Cannot resolve. Might need to go to the terminal, and then it's compiling. I'm gonna go ahead and like restart it here. Okay. Oh wait, no. Oh shit. So it sort of works, right? Like you got like there's a swipe left or right. Okay, so you're swiping the text, but I wanted to swipe the image, right? So I'm gonna tell it like, I want the swiping to happen on the image, and I also want a dragging like animation, sort of like how Tinder works. All right. All right. I mean, do you know what I mean?
How do you know how Tinder works?
Well, I don't know. I mean, like I imagine, because it's like a $1 billion company, they got some nice animations.
Yeah.
I feel like the AI would like understand.
Yeah.
That's
even without using Tinder, AI would understand.
Yeah, I mean that's the whole point of vibes. Yeah. Like you don't have to know. If I knew what Tinder was like, it wouldn't be vibes. It would be actual design.
Coding it out.
Exactly. Okay, cool. So go ahead and like do this. Okay. Oh, whoa! Did you see that? That was kind of cool. Okay, but it's still like not. It's like better, but it's still not on the image itself. It is sort of like what we're looking for. It's like close. It's like close.
Yeah.
So I want it to be on the image itself. Let's see if we can make it happen. Itself. Oh, you know, like a. Okay, cool.
And it is basically an animation.
Is like the dragging. It'll probably understand this. Yeah. Like, see, it's already saying.
Make the.
I don't know if you're like out of tokens or something, but I'm pretty sure it's about to say the swipe.
Yeah, we might need to get the subscription.
Oh, you don't have the subscription?
I don't. So I use Replit.
You're on the free tier of Cursor?
I'm on the free tier of Cursor, yeah.
Oh, shit.
We can get it. Like,
that's why it's not getting it right, because you're on the free tier. I'm just kidding. Okay. So yeah, like hopefully this will like get it. I think also like as you start getting more code, like it starts getting a little bit harder to like get it to do exactly what you want it to, but I think we were still good there. Okay, so now like I think it's working. I'm like seeing it like sort of.
Yeah.
But I want it to also like when I swipe, I want it to finish the animation. Let's see if we can get it to do that.
Yeah, like it's outside of that display.
Yeah. I want it to finish the animation. Let's just see if like this is like enough, I feel like. Right? Sometimes like it's gonna know what I mean. So see when the swipe is triggered, it like understands. That's the cool thing about vibes is that you know
it gets it.
It gets it. Like AI has come such a far way since like the beginning of like the first GitHub Copilot. These days, I just feel like, you know, a lot of times I say like make code good, and then it like understands. That's also why like in the beginning, like I like to like set up a little bit of code, like some framework, because that helps me communicate the vision where now it's really sort of getting it. Because if I started with nothing, I would just be like wrestling with the AI just to get it like the initial setup correct.
Yeah.
But here, I feel like it really understands sort of what I'm looking for. Although I don't know like if it can execute though. It's like not really doing this very well. Let's try one more and then we'll give up. It's like sort of just snapping back to the middle when I release the image.
Make it fluid.
Yeah, make it fluid when the card exits and complete the animation. Let's see if this works.
Do you vibe code a lot today, like these days? When you
I feel like I vibe code in like it's a different kind of vibe coding. Like I would never like do this at work. Like this is crazy. I have no idea what this code is doing.
accept change.
I would say like vibe coding at work is like professionally is more like what I would do by looking up Stack Overflow.
Okay.
I would then do by like, using cursor to give me that code pointer. It's very good at like understanding how to use popular libraries so that it sort of saves me sort of like the need to go check the documentation. I can give like I can give an example of like when that would. Oh, I mean, this is like
not bad.
It's not bad. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it'll do, right? So now it kind of has that like kind of a smooth snapback.
Yeah.
Right. If I had some more time, I would like make a smooth. Actually, wait. Let me try one more thing. Like the image in the card should have like I say like to it now because I'm vibing. That's how you know you're really vibing. You start saying like a 1 second fade transition. Let's just like make it like smoother, right?
Make it like really anime style.
Exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. Like I think it's like the small animations.
Add like a sound animation as well if you.
Yeah. But it is really like the small things that set your hackathon entry.
And I think that is gonna differentiate you as well. Like how good of a UI you can create in the hackathon. That's really important.
Yeah.
And this is sort of like a tutorial for that.
I would really like to like have the card throw out, and then like it's just stuff like. It's like another thing that you'll notice if you're doing this is like these cards are all like different sizes.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but I definitely noticed. These are the things that I would.
You really have that eye for detail.
The eye for detail, yeah. It's like.
How do you build that? Is that also by vibe coding?
I mean, that's just,
or just
like
years of.
That's just like caring, I think. Yeah. It's definitely a skill. So it did not. I don't think it did what I wanted to. Here. What if we do like, I think it's not really understanding what I want.
And what is this?
It's fine. What?
Red squiggly line.
Oh, it means that like there's some like TypeScript error.
Okay.
Like if you had like a linter, it would probably block your deployment. But usually these are like fine. I think if you're just like, I mean, it's like bad code quality. I would like remove this and see how it affects your code. Like if it doesn't really do anything, like it's probably fine.
Yeah.
It's basically saying like this property, like I don't recognize it as like part of style.
Okay.
Right? In which case, like the AI may have hallucinated this, right?
Oh.
So like if it doesn't like do anything here, I would just remove it.
Does this happen a lot? Like it'll just say stuff which is not required?
Sometimes it'll be like for a specific type of browser, it like has a special property.
Got it.
And then maybe like sometimes you like extend it. I would imagine somewhere in its training data set, there's like some extension that has that property. But since we're just using very basic stuff, like we don't need that. So here again, prevent default touch move doesn't exist. Like it could be a different version of this library. That's actually very, very common, right? So use swipeable might have had an older version that does use that. So now it doesn't.
Okay, so we have the main functionality here. Now we just need to add that cart and like.
Yeah, exactly. So now let's just add like a cart function. So what we can do is we can say something like, so now what I like to do, like I feel like there's a lot of context that I built up in here, and I don't really want the AI to get confused by all like the stuff we've been talking about.
Right.
So I'll like start a new chat.
Okay.
In Cursor, it's like Command L, Command N.
Okay.
So now what I'll do is say something like, if I swipe right, like I want to add a circle with a heart on the left. Wait, is left good or is left bad? I don't know. It doesn't really matter.
Left is bad.
Left is bad. Okay,
right is good.
with a X on the left and a heart on the right. And to add two circles. let's see, to show which direction is good or bad. All right, let's see if it'll vibe.
Good or bad?
I mean, you know, you don't have to give it too much context. I don't have to tell it about all this like shopping thing that I wanted to do. I feel like that'll just confuse it. Like I'm just trying to get the UI right. So I want a heart here and an X here, and then I want to add a button.
Did you tell it on the bottom right and left?
I mean, it'll probably understand.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if it does it. Like that would be non-vibes. See, it's at the bottom. Like it knows, right? Like it sort of like understands basic like UI principles.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Nice.
See, and even like has these nice on hovers. And see how that like there's a 0.1 second transition on this. Like I can tell because like it's nice, right? It feels smooth.
Yeah.
Right? Now that I have this, and then finally I want a button at the bottom that says like, I don't know, show cart. And I want this button to be in the same style as the X buttons. Because I kind of like the style. It's nice. It's kind of like, it's kind of like
minimal.
It's minimal. It's got like a tasteful animation, right? I kind of want to like bump this up a little bit. So while this is like thinking, I'll probably, let me inspect this and go ahead and let's see. So one thing, this is like really bad practice. I just want to like bump this up. Let me kind of show you a way to do that. Oh, I feel like I'm teaching people bad practices. So let's first of all get this button in here. Okay, this is nice. I want to like add some padding to the top.
So margin top 6.
Exactly. So I think this is, oh, I think this, no, because this is absolute. So let's try this. Okay.
You just tell it to.
That's true.
Put some difference between the circles and the actual card button.
I could. So shift this button down a bit. Damn, you're like my developer instincts are coming out, and then you're like
margin,
you're like we gotta keep vibing, vibe harder, vibe harder. Yeah. I don't know.
A bit. Let's see what's a bit for it.
This is like the new generation of coders versus the old generation.
Gen Z coder.
Yeah.
Millennial coder.
Okay, let's see if this works. I mean, honestly though, this is
not bad.
It's not bad, but like this code is like not very good.
Okay.
It's sort of saying like absolute, like.
What's wrong about it?
So absolute is basically like.
Vodka.
It's what? Is it vodka? like you have a little bit and it's like pretty good, and you have a lot and your app is trash. It basically just like pins the element, so it's saying like this is like always going to be negative 160 pixels to like some div, since we're vibing super hard. Like I don't even know what that div is. But generally you want your app to be responsive and like shift to the elements around it.
Right.
And then using absolute, you're not going to get that effect.
And what if you just say that make this responsive? And what does it do to the whole code?
We could try that. I feel like that's like vibe risky a little bit, you know?
Okay.
So like sometimes if we do that, it'll like start breaking things. I feel like we're sort of at the point where
we're almost good to go.
There's like enough functionality. We're almost good to go. I'm like, let's not touch it. We don't have to.
Sure.
And then look at this though. I think did that side thing fix itself somehow? Is that the power vibes? Okay. So what I want to do though is before we like wrap this up, I want to like shift this whole thing up a little bit.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like weirdly at the bottom. These are things that matter. I want to shift these up, and I want to resize this outside box so it's like more the right size.
Okay.
Right. But this looks pretty good. I mean, I'm like kind of happy with this.
You can put like a heading at the top, maybe like peach pop. We can just put that.
Yeah, let's put that too. Oh, that's a good idea. Like kind of like at the top.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do that. Let's go find this logo, and then let's tell it to like add this heading, add this image to the top above the like card component element. This is pretty fun. Like I feel like I'm like really getting into the vibes right now. I'm vibing. All right, it's crazy. Let's do this for my day job. Now, who's hiring vibe coders? I'm just kidding. Okay. Above the card component. Okay. Oh shit. No.
Experiencing high demand for Cloud 3.5 Sonnet.
Shit, are we out of vibes? Are we out of vibes? Let's try this. Let's try 3.5. Oh shit. GPT-4o. Oh no.
Just something.
We lost a good model. We lost a good model.
That's gonna change it up.
I feel like they're all of them are like.
So you can like change the model in the middle, like.
Yeah, you can. I think like some models.
Does GPT-4o understand like what Claude just did?
Yeah, they all sort of like read the code every time you do the new chat. Some models are like better for some things than others.
But do you think that Claude 3.5 and 3.7 are like the best?
They're like generally considered to be the best for coding. Sometimes like the reasoning models can be pretty good.
Right.
But I think like at the end of the day, like it's sort of like pick the model that you vibe with.
Okay.
You know, like they all have like different styles.
Right.
You know, but in benchmarks, I think generally it's suggested that Claude is like pretty good. So let's see where it is. Oh, see, we use GPT and now it's busted. All right, it's not configured under images. So like here, I'll probably just like pass this over here. I mean, it might just say like I need to like save this image to locally, and I could. Oh, it's probably just like something here. This is pretty cool. Like you can like do this thingamabob. You know,
What just happened?
It like creates this file for you. Although I don't know if it put it in the right place. I kind of feel like it may have not put it in the right place. I think it needs to go here, maybe?
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, see, so like put it out here.
We can fix that.
But not in here. But like, it's not too bad. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the height of this container. So at this point, like, honestly, like, you can keep vibing this thing, but like, it's often just easier when you just do this to like, oh, look at this. This is so crazy. 400, 500, 450. Okay, so I want
550.
I think like 500 is correct. So what I'll probably do is like 500. So like that's the thing. Like see how like this button is like now gone? You really want this element to be shifting up while you're resizing. Like you want everything to be responding to each other. So that's like, since we use absolute, I mean, we didn't use absolute, to be fair. Like I would never, since the Vibes decided that it wanted to use absolute, it, doesn't give us that effect. So now what I want to do, like, so here's like the downside of vibe coding. Like now that we've vibed like all this stuff, we're sort of now at the mercy of the vibes. Like there's no way I'm gonna like change all these absolutes to get my elements where I want it to go. So now I can just like say like, please move all the elements, like card buttons, like up by let's just say like
a bit.
A bit, yeah. So we can do like margin top negative 20 pixels. So like, oh, actually, so we can actually maybe just like move this one up like 50 pixels.
Oh, we have that card.
Yeah. There's something here that we don't understand is like it's anchoring these elements.
So what we can do is we can keep this height to be like 520. Oh, this is perfect.
Yeah, this is perfect. This is perfect. So it's 150 on the image. So I just want to like preface to all the senior engineers out there, like we're not condoning this type of development, but hey, we're vibing here.
We're vibing here.
Okay, so we're gonna do margin top.
It's like midnight right now. So.
Negative 50. Yeah, we're doing some midnight
coding.
Vibe coding. So here now like our logo is like way up here.
Yeah.
Right. And again, this is sort of like the downside of. I think like.
How did it go up though?
So it went up because. Again, there's some element that everything is anchored to. I think we actually put the margin, here. So it went up because, again, all of our anchors are now screwed up. Like, once you vibe, it's like really hard to like unvibe. Exactly. So again, like during my day-to-day, like usually the use case is like very contained vibing. Okay. It's usually like, can you tell me how to use this element? Mini vibing, or like, it'll be like, can you, like, I have like this pattern where I'm adding like I'm changing camel case to underscore. Can you do it like 50 times?
Okay.
Right. So it's sort of like
controlled environment.
Controlled environment. Like you're really giving
specific
it
things
specific things that you wanted to do. That's going to be like much better for like professional vibe usage.
Yeah, but now let's actually add the functionality.
Yeah. So let
show
me
card and purchase.
Okay. So let's like get rid of the logo. All right. So now is oh shoot, I think it's gonna screw it up. Dang. Wait. We need to.
So that's my advice to people who are like learning to code or already coders to actually use the DevTools.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, did you see that animation?
Experiment.
That animation was nice. Did you see that? That was
How
cool.
did they add that?
I don't know, dude. That's vibes. That's 100.
Did Claude add that or did GPT Photo add that?
No. It's because like some container, I think the bounce effect is added on like the card container.
Yeah.
So like it's just like applying to this.
Apply all.
Yeah, basically. So we have like some translate X. So I think it's this right here. So you have this transition. That's why I think. So now we just set here margin top negative 145. Yeah, I think this is good. All right, nice. Okay.
Perfect.
So well, it's not perfect. Negative 150. That's slightly better. You want to make sure like the top and the bottom are like pretty even.
Yeah.
I should say like it could be like 156, 157.
You can also just tell it that make sure that the top and the bottom are the equal margin.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We could also just tell it, but it can't see, and because it's so absolute, I have no confidence that it's going to be able to do it. Right? So like that margin top. Okay, nice. Okay, we're like really getting like this is really looking nice, right? Like I mean, at the end of the day, like. Don't short yourself on the UX. I know this guy here is like, let's get to the functionality. It's really, at the end of the day, it's really about spending the extra 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like aligning things, Put on some like chill hop.
Aligning things.
Yeah. Kind of like turn around. And also again, when it comes to like the really detailed work like this, like I would actually like very much suggest not vibing. Because like you can vibe these in, but like it's just gonna take you like longer, I think, in my opinion. Like, let's see. I mean, I might play around with the size of these buttons, but like let's get to the functionality, right?
Yeah.
So let's.
We can also just remove these numberings if you want to.
Yeah, we could. I think like, better than remove the numberings, I have a better idea. Why don't we take the numberings? Let's see. Okay, why don't we take the numberings and make them pink? Okay. Right. Another thing, like let's add some text like under these. I think this like looks nice, but like we need kind of intuitive UI. This kind of looks like a Game Boy a little bit. I don't know if you ever played Game Boy. So I'll put like let's say like under. Let's do this under the heart button. Add the words like add to cart. Under the X button, add the words like pass or something. Yeah. Oh man, all right.
So normally if you had to do this yourself without vibe coding, how much time would you take?
Let's see.
And we've been coding for 1 hour now.
Yeah, normally if I wasn't vibe coding, I would say like this would probably take, how many lines of code is this? 180 lines of code. Like this swipe thing, I don't know how to use it. Like I don't know what it does. So it would probably take me.
In, like, Stack Overflow.
Yeah. It would probably take me like exactly.
Watching YouTube videos.
Watch YouTube videos. Yeah. Watch your YouTube videos. It would probably take like half a day to get to this point. Okay. But I would say that like, oh shit, look at this. This is not right. Use relative on the parent class. It'll help you anchor the element. So you probably want like top 20 pixels, top 100 pixels, oops, like 40 pixels.
So one funny thing which people can do is to just take this file and put it into Notebook LM, and it creates a mind map for you to visualize all of your divs and everything.
A mind map?
A mind map, yeah. Pretty cool.
Dang, I actually have not tried that before.
Yeah, it works really well.
So I'm trying to like I would like also like recommend just like doing this in here, but I'm just trying to like center it a little bit.
So that's more of a experimental place, and then you apply all the code which actually works.
Yeah, this is like a more experimental place.
Yeah.
This is probably like what I would suggest. So like here, let's just like put this here, add to cart, right? So like it's gonna be a little bit off. And again, like here, we wanna make this relative. Now you can see like the AI is like much better at knowing what I'm trying to do. So here, let's say.
But this is you just doing it yourself.
Yeah, oh my God. Oh, we're done. We're done.
Okay,
nice.
So we've magically purchased cursor. And now we can proceed with the vibe coding.
I mean, honestly, like, Cursor is probably my most valuable subscription. I mean, forget like Netflix.
YouTube Premium.
Forget YouTube Premium. Forget like health insurance. Like, this is all you need.
Health insurance.
With fit text. All right, cool. This is nice. This is way faster. I should probably switch back to Claude, actually. I feel like since I switched to GBT, like I've been having some issues with my vibes. All right, let's see. Yeah. So the feel of this app is like set up. I think anyone would be able to kind of understand what's happening here, right? Like now we just have to get the functionality in place.
Got it.
There's a couple like logical components, right? We're talking about, look, guys, talking about implementing the filter and then implementing this show card button, right? So those are going to be the two card things we're going to implement. And then after we get those two things working, we'll call it there for this exercise, and then we'll leave it off with a few like tips and next steps for someone trying
homework for people who are watching.
Yeah, homework for those of you watching. Some inspiration for the hackathon. So we're gonna do a filter button at the top right above the images, above the image swipe component. Categorize the images as following. The filter should make it so only the images you are filtered for will show when you swipe, right?
So basically, whenever I'm swiping and I use that filter, I can only see the ones that I have swiped right.
The idea is that if you filter for keychains, you can only see keychains when you swipe.
Got it.
So now it's doing all this cool stuff, this vibe. I should change this to Claude, but I'm sure this will get it. It's pretty basic. I'm less worried about the functionality. I think this functionality is going to be pretty straightforward. I'm more worried it's going to fuck up the design.
Okay.
But let's see. See, it screwed up the design. No, like I don't know why this design's over here. But see, like the functionality works, but now the design's bad. I'm very sad. Okay. Let's see. So this is kind of like the downside of like when I was saying it's like using any a lot earlier.
What is it doing? Again, absolute?
No, or absolute, sorry. It's not doing absolute here, but then when you're mixing like the different styles together, it can get kind of confused.
Okay.
So let's see. So what I'm going to try here actually is I'm going to try to switch to Claude.
Okay.
To see if it, whoa.
So 3.7? Let's go.
5 cents per request.
That's okay.
I don't know. I've never used that model before actually. Let's try this one and see if it works. Add let's.
It says 5 cents for a request.
Yeah, I don't know. It's probably like let's go ahead and just like get this working. So let's try like.
So where do you want to put these pins?
Yeah, I think that's something that we need to figure out. So like let's just try like right 500, 400. That looks good. Top. Let's like get rid of this. Top. Yeah, so now we're in the absolute, what I like to call absolute hell. Like we're now paying the price that the AI has like kind of like taken. So the AI started using absolute. Now we're like stuck. Everything's got to be absolute, right? And this is again why like I would suggest that like if you're making any sort of production app, like the more that you like code.
But what if I tell it that don't use absolute, don't use all of this? Does it then understand? Like if I give it context?
It could. I think it will struggle more with like putting the elements in the right place.
Okay.
At least if you don't know like what you're doing, right?
3.7 also will do the same.
Yeah. I mean, you'll just have to like massage the AI a little bit more. Definitely, like for the case of the hackathon, I would suggest you taking that effort.
Got it.
To, like make that happen. There's like more time during the hackathon to like make these things really high quality. For the sake of like this video, like we'll just do it for now.
Yeah, vibe
Don't tell anyone. Okay, cool. So anyway. So
this is all CSS basically.
Yeah, it's all CSS. Again, like it's usually easier just to like position it with like flex and like flex related elements.
How do you think people can get better at like CSS? Like most developers like hate learning CSS.
Yeah, I would say, give me 1 second.
Oh wow, it's all red.
Yeah. Yeah, this is like pretty bad practice. I think like ideally this is justify like end. How do you get better at CSS? Don't use absolute. It's a crutch. Like do not do what we're doing here. Like do not do what we're doing here. Like do it correctly. Even if you're gonna use AI, like tell AI to like do the correct CSS.
Okay.
So like I want to use flex. I want space between. I want like this to be like organized like this, right? It's gonna take you like half a day if you haven't written code before to learn how to center a div. Just like take that time to learn how to center a div.
Yeah.
Like I promise it'll pay dividends in the future. But here, like there's one more thing that I kind of want to update is like on hover, it highlights in blue. I want it to highlight in pink. Let's just do that, and then we'll call it for this one. Okay. All right, that should be pretty straightforward. So this is good, right? It's no longer blue. It looks much better. Okay. Last thing we're gonna do for the vibes, we're going to implement this cart functionality. So let's think about how we want
a new page.
So if we do a new page, like we're gonna have to set up all that code for a new page. Let's just try to keep it in the same page. Okay. That'll be, I think like if you were to do this in a production like way, you would probably have like a lot of different components. Okay. But in terms of like keeping the AI really focused, let's go ahead and just do it in this page. Another thing you could do is like set up all these things and then ask the AI to like clean up your code afterwards. Right. So what are we gonna do here? So let's like focus on the product functionality. So I want the app to track when I swipe left and right. If I swipe right on a product, then it should add it to the cart. If I swipe left, it should go to the next product without adding the current product to the cart. When I swipe left or click the X button, when I swipe right on a product or click the heart button, if I swipe left or click the X button, it should go to the, okay. When I click on the cart icon, it should show a modal. Modal. Yeah, a modal. That's just me cleanest because we have so much absolute. Yeah. Again, like at this point of vibing, I'm kind of afraid that any element it adds is just gonna blow up the whole thing. So like I'd rather just like. What's a modal? A modal is like a pop-up. Okay. Yeah. So it's very helpful when like vibe coding to like know the terminology. Some keywords if you can know. Some keywords. It's like being a product manager. Yeah. Right? Like if you're just saying like, I want a computer thing to be on the screen, like no engineer's gonna understand you, right? It should show a modal with my cart items listed out. Let's just put like in the same design sense as the rest of the app, and then like add prices to every every item, and the cart page should like, and there should be an X button to close calculate the prices. I mean, usually like modals, when you click out of it, it'll like close automatically. Okay. So I would assume that it's going to kind of like have that intuition. Okay. But let's like intuitively, it's like intuitive software. Yeah. Right. So I kind of feel like I feel bullish that the AI is going to understand what we want. And part of that is because, remember in the beginning of the session when I was like, before we start vibing, we need to lay the foundation.
Right.
Like the AI sort of understands these features we built, and it's sort of like feeling you're doing an e-commerce thing right now, right? Yeah. If we were to like do that prompt at the start, we may have gotten more varied results.
Okay.
But now reading the existing code, I believe that the AI is sort of like vibing with us. It's sort of like understanding what we're going for. It's feeling it. It's feeling it, you know? You gotta get the AI in flow mode too, right? So let's apply it. And again, maybe this doesn't work. Maybe I'm crazy and it doesn't work. But like, I'm bullish. So let's see.
Okay, let's
go. So I swipe right. Oh, show cart. I swipe left and it goes to 3 before it went back to 1. Add to cart, now it's at 2. Pass, it's F5. This is legit. This is the real deal, right? 3.
And then if you click on show cart.
I click show cart. I mean, I don't really like this black background, but that looks nice. This is nice.
This is pretty cool.
This is pretty cool.
It just built it while you were talking about it.
It just built it while I was talking about it. That's what I was saying. Like, but like, I think it wouldn't have succeeded if we didn't like set the foundation for it to build off of. Like,
got it.
We gave it like
the guardrails.
The guardrail. Like even from the beginning when we created that like middle section, like that's when we sort of communicated the vision for it to latch onto. Right. So you can't just like open the thing and start like vomiting vibe onto your computer. You really gotta like. It's just like working with. Again, I like make this connection between the AI and like an intern very often, but it's very much like working with an intern because the black background is giving me a lot of anxiety. So where are we?
Is that a sign of a good like front-end engineer?
I think so. Like you can't like this black background is just like our app was so nice, and then there's this black background.
And if you click X, what happens then?
Like,
if you click X.
So I would imagine like if you click X. It doesn't like also doesn't click out, which is kind of weird. But let's see where this background's coming from. Wait, you know, instead of a black background, can you do like a pink like transparent background?
Is it pink or is it transparent?
Click on it, like it closes the modal. Let's just do that. It's like pink opacity. It's like, right, like opacity 50.
Let's see if it gets that.
Yeah. It's sort of like, okay, wait. Oh, it sort of got it. I think, so we look for pink 200. And then we just do style. So one of the things I'm doing right now is, I don't know the exact, I think this is Tailwind. I don't know the exact Tailwind classes for a lot of these things.
Yeah.
So I'm just sort of letting using the CSS, but ideally there are Tailwind classes that you should.
But it's good. We didn't tell it about what to do when there's no items in the cart, and it still knows what to do about that.
It still knows what to do. Let's see.
And this whole code is written in one file. Page.tsx.
Yeah. It's all.
Is that a good code practice?
No. But like, why don't we we'll take 5 minutes at the end to like clean it up a little bit, and then we'll see what that kind of looks like. We'll take a few steps. I won't go all the way, but we will take a few steps insofar as like what I would do to clean it up. Okay, cool.
This is great.
Yeah. I'm actually like really vibing with.
Is this responsive though? Like if I turn this into like if you change the device.
I mean, it's not bad. This is really not bad. I mean, like, if you think about this as a mobile phone, it's, like, not great. Like, you can see, like, this here. But it's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'd say... You can fix, like, some padding. You can...
Some padding. Like, again, like, this peach pup is, like, kind of messed up. Like, what did we do today? We did the filter, which, like, you can buy pins. So if I want to buy all the pins, I can do that. We did the cart.
And then checkout?
Checkout, it probably does nothing. Continue shopping. That closes that's pretty good. Like it got that.
Yeah.
Clicking outside, it closes it. This bar is like outside of this modal. That's a little bit ugly. I would fix that.
You can just make it disappear.
You can make it disappear. I think you would just like set overflow hidden, I think, probably on the modal itself. So like I think if we just do like this, overflow auto. I think we need another container that's scrolling internally.
Okay.
But like we'll, I think the AI can help you with this.
Yeah,
but I don't want to shake things up too much.
Got it.
Removing works. That's actually very impressive. I'm
Yeah.
very impressed at removing
So some of the
works.
things it just gets it on
It
its
just
own.
gets it, and a big part of that is like because we set up the foundation. So
Right.
so I think you asked a second ago, like what are the 3 biggest tips for?
So for people who are watching this, what are the 3 most important tips for vibe coding that you've experienced?
Yeah, definitely. I would say the 3 most important tips, in my opinion, would be number 1, you want to engage it. You want to like really shift your mentality into like a more product focused mentality.
Okay.
You want to imagine like you're explaining what you want to maybe like a junior developer or like someone who has intuition, but they need like a framework to grasp on. Like if you take like our kind of like journey with this app, like we started with the pink and then the box. And in the beginning, you were kind of like, I don't really understand what we're doing.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
start like getting some things on here? And then once we got the image on there, and then once like the image got the left and right, and
Yeah.
then suddenly it was all coming together. And like it was the first maybe like 30% that was the vision. That was like me really like implementing what was in my head on the
Yeah.
screen. And once we got there, like I'm sure you could have filled in the blanks, right? And once you're at that position where you feel like you could have filled in the blanks or anyone could have filled in the blanks, the AI is going to be like way more effective.
Got it.
Right? That's why in the end when we did like the show cart, like this is like a lot of stuff, right? We took like in the beginning we were taking one step at a time with the AI.
Yeah.
Once I got to a point
Suddenly
where
it just became like this.
suddenly it just became like this. Once
Yeah.
I got to the point where I felt like the AI was starting to understand what I was saying, now you can be much more aggressive in the coding.
Perfect.
So that's probably like one tip I would give. The second tip I would give is like don't take the same, like we took a lot of shortcuts. Don't take those shortcuts. Like don't
Shortcuts like?
like absolute positioning.
Yeah,
Right.
don't do
Like we
that.
did that because of like the time constraint that we're in. I think basically like we had to build this app within like an hour. But if you have like 3 hours, 2-3 hours, take a little bit of extra time to really like.
Let's deploy this.
Yeah, for sure. And then like the third, while I'm deploying it, probably just be like, have fun, like get in, like be vibing.
We definitely
like,
had fun.
Yeah, we definitely have fun. I mean, like it's like, don't get frustrated with the AI. Like do things yourself if you can't get the AI to work.
The experimentation one is, I think, really, really good for people to try it out.
Yeah, try this out. Like use this as like your paint palette, and then the more that you put into here, the more context that you're giving the AI on what you really want.
Got it.
So
Yeah.
like it's sort of like amplifying everything you do. Every like one decision you make, you're giving the AI the context to make 5 decisions that are good on its own.
Got it.
Right? So this is actually like more important than you might think
Makes
in terms
sense.
of vibing. Okay, cool. Let's deploy this.
Yeah.
So do you have a Vercel account?
I do not. Let's make one.
Okay, cool. Let's make one. Okay, let's like do the whole thing. All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. So like honestly, like at this point, and I guess we don't have too much time to like clean this up. But like one thing I might do is like ask the AI to separate this out into separate components.
Okay.
Move it into its own folder. Clean up the absolutes. All of the CSS that we wrote manually can be converted to Tailwind.
Right.
These are pretty easy, right? I would just like ask the AI to like do these things. You can also ask the AI like please look at my code and then suggest like 10 ways I can clean it up, and
Got
then
it.
just implement those 10 things.
Oh,
right?
nice.
So let's deploy it because that's the fun part.
Yep.
Right.
So we'll just go and make a new account.
So I'd say like here's how I would deploy something. Right. I would say, how do I deploy this on Vercel? I don't have an account.
Yeah, that's
Right.
perfect.
So like the AI will literally give you like a step-by-step guide on like what to do. So let's do this. Like I'll hand the computer over to you, and then let's just like follow this. Let's follow this. Oh wait. One more thing. Can I add one more thing to this site?
Sure.
I assume you're gonna share this with people, or maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Like,
I will.
Okay, cool. Let me add one more thing. It's gonna be a link to the website. I want to put it. Where's our app? Oh, and we probably want to like rename this and then put an icon here. That would be nice.
That'll happen.
Yeah, here, I'm gonna put this here. Wait. Check this out. Get that free advertising.
Peachpub.com.
Yeah, okay, wait. Okay. You.
See, this is
They
like
call,
husband material at this point, bro.
this is what they call growth hacking. Okay, wait.
This is like all the YC lessons
Yeah,
in the
basically.
video, vibe coding.
And make the link work.
I think this has to be the best vibe code statement out of all.
And make the link work?
Make the link work.
Yeah, I mean, it's gotta know
Nice.
that.
Yeah.
If it doesn't know that, like, what are we doing here?
What's the point of it?
What's the point of all of this AI?
Well, this was a Peachpub video collaboration all along.
Yeah, exactly.
This was a Peachpub ad all
Hell
along.
yeah, this was a sponsored Peachpub ad all along.
Perfect. All right.
All right. Now let's get this on
deploy
Vercel.
this.
Let's get this on Vercel. Okay, so let's ask it, like, how do I deploy without GitHub? Okay. So npm. So let's like follow these instructions, right? So we'll do npm install -g Vercel, which is like globally. We're just installing Vercel globally. And then we'll do this. And then we do Vercel login, and then we just type Vercel.
Ah, that's okay.
And that's it. And I think we gotta do Vercel prod too. But it's very easy. Like, it's really like a 30-second thing. That's why I love Vercel. Like, in the beginning of this thing, I was like, Vercel is like a tool you need. Okay, so what are we gonna do? npm, we did this. Let's do npm run build. And then we do, oh, what's this? Okay. So it's saying E is defined but never used.
What's E?
I think it's just a code smell. So like here, I think it's saying on line 92, this E is like never used. We just delete it.
Just remove it.
It's just like a variable that the vibes came up with.
This is like the part of hallucination.
It's not really hallucination. There is an event that happens here.
Okay.
But like we're not using it in this event.
Oh.
So like it's just unnecessary. It's just
Okay.
a code smell, right? I mean,
Okay, then we do Vercel login.
yeah. I'm actually very surprised that there weren't more lint failures than we got. So like this is very interesting. I think, which one did you connect with?
Continue with GitHub.
You signed up for Vercel.
With email
Wait, how did you sign up for Vercel?
by entering
GitHub, right?
my GitHub. Yeah.
Okay, so I think you need this one.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. All right, nice. It's already done.
That was
Okay,
simple.
so you're already done. Okay, so then we deploy our project. So Vercel, set up and deploy. Yes. Whatever. I don't know. We'll call this like Peach Pup. And then I think just hit enter. Hit enter. Allow. Uploading. Boom. Done.
Perfect. So
And
now this website link would be in the description for people to just click and.
Yes. There's one
Mess
more
around
thing we
with.
have to do, I think. We have to do Vercel prod.
What does that do?
I think this like basically like you get this crazy link. I think this will push it to production. Actually, or is this already production? I'm not sure. I think this might already be in a production
Open
link.
that link once. What happens?
Yeah. So we want to make sure that the link is public.
Yeah.
So we need to publish it to production. Those are public. Sometimes Vercel links, they're like locally available,
Yeah.
but only if you're logged into Vercel.
Okay.
So it's saying we are deployed.
There you go.
There we go. But let's make sure that, see, so that's what I'm saying.
Oh, what?
See?
What just happened?
So like this is not the public link, right? That is the link that if you're logged into your account, like you'll see. This is like a thing. Like people get this wrong all the time.
Okay.
Right? So what you need to do is go here and then you can see your projects. I think somewhere. Where do you see your projects? Here it is. All right. And then you have to go to this.
All right. Perfect. So we've built and deployed our Peachpub app Do you want to take us through what we've built and how we built it, and some advice that you would have for people who are still watching it till the end?
Yeah, for sure.
Just kind of
Yeah, so really, glad to have gotten the chance to do some vibe coding with you today. Together, we put together very basic, like e-commerce type app with some pretty basic functionalities. You got swipe left to go to the next product, swipe right to add to cart, then kind of showing the cart and all the items you've added. Yeah, and also like we've implemented this quick filter here. Did this all with AI mostly, with some small adjustments from our end. I think we've really kind of gotten to experience the power of some of the AI tools, but also like a little bit of the limitations. So hopefully that just goes to show that like while AI is a really good kind of like partner to like vibe with, so to speak, I think that it's never a complete replacement for the experience that developer needs to really get that last 10 to 20% of customization that sets businesses apart.
Perfect, amazing. The link to the app that we've just built will actually just like apply using that type form. So let's just go on this form. So once you have the link ready and you deployed your app, you could basically just start applying for it right here. And you can just start, oh, wait a minute. I can just say first name, just say email could be, let's just go with this, press enter. What prompt did you select? So we could choose any of this. I think let's just go with this. Please share the link to your UI submission. I will just paste this for Sell app that we've deployed. And any other links you want to share. If you've like launched it anywhere on social and gotten some users from it, that's even great. That tells us like you can actually build stuff. This is optional. I'll just press.
Just try to hit like submit. There you
that's
go.
it. That's how you apply. So you can apply as many of them as possible if you want to work on different prompts. So do that. That might actually increase your chances of getting selected.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely recommend submitting more.
Yeah.
High quality. Like every raffle ticket counts.
That's how you vibe code. That's how you participate in the hackathon and you win prizes and get to work and make some real money right there. Amazing. Thanks a lot for watching this video. Again, the description will have the link of this document and the type form to apply and the app that we've just built. The comments, the first pinned comment will also have all of these links. So go have a look at that. I wish you all the very best for this hackathon and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.